got a barky dog on the porch, so you'll be able to see that. Good morning. It is a beautiful, bright, sunny day. I don't know why the clouds are blinking on my thing here because, well, I guess I do see a couple clouds. We have a half moon. It's Saturday, February 6th. Pearl, what? What's going on that's so barky worth, huh? You're a barky girl this morning. Yeah. Well, I'm sure they got your message. Seriously. They got it. Yeah. Good morning. I'm Barbara, and I have Pearl here. She's still talking. She's still talking. I hope everyone's well. I hope you're doing okay. It's a beautiful, sunny, bright day here in southeastern Pennsylvania. I'm Barbara. Welcome. Saturday. I knit a lot yesterday. I worked on my sweater. This is gonna wreck my hair. I can't see if I take off my glasses. But I made a hat. I made the hat I talked about yesterday and showed from Tin Can Knits. Westward? No, hold on. I was close. If I would have thought about it a minute, I would have realized it's northward. So here's my hat. I made it with my Knit Crate yarn. It just covers my ears just right. I don't really have a hat that's just like a cap. That's so close to my head the whole way around. I mean, this is gotta be like the worst hat ever for hat hair. Of course, the way my life is these days, I don't care about hat hair because I just come home from the dogs. Let's see. I was thinking I didn't like it like that. I want it more like this. There. Pearl. No. No. Ooh, she's in a barky mood this morning. I don't know what's going on out there, but Pearl, no. Oh, I do not know what's going on with me. And my phone. But I was just talking for a long time. After getting Pearl to be quiet. And my phone wasn't on. I keep doing that. So anyway, my plan is to put a pom-pom on this. And I don't think I told you, but I think I talked all about the pom-pom after I didn't start the video again. Couple reasons to not have a pom-pom. Number one is when I told Dennis I want a pom-pom on this, he gave me one of those looks and said, why would you want a pom-pom? You know, like one of those looks, which I'm very used to. I can ignore very easily, so it's not really a reason. Number two is that I will, you know, this is a very warm hat, and I am going to be wearing this when I'm walking the dogs when it's really chilly, and very often I end up putting up my hood. And so I'm wondering how a pom-pom would be in that situation. But my plan is, I gotta find my pom-pom makers, which are in a bag somewhere, I think, from when I made pom-poms at Christmas time. And I am going to turn this, which is the leftovers from one of my skeins of my Knit Crate yarn, into a pom-pom. And I am going to try it out on my hat, with me putting my hood up, and see how it works. If it works, I'm keeping it because I don't have any hats with pom-poms, and I think it'll be adorable with a pom-pom, contrary to what Dennis might think. And if it doesn't work, then I think I'm just going to take my pom-pom and the other skein of this yarn and make it a prize in the Ode to Joy Make-Along. And our Ode to Joy Make-Along is a year-long make-along that we've been doing all year so far, and any crafting you're doing, whatever it is, if it's bringing you joy, it qualifies. And please tell us all about it in the Ravelry thread. All right. I already did this once. Showed you my hat hair from my hat, but that is a nice warm hat. This is the first time I've made a hat that's so close to my head. This may be the first bulky hat I made myself, at least for a long, long time. So I enjoyed making it. It's nice to just sit down and make something and finish it. Hats are fast. Holy cow. I did have trouble with the needles. I do have to get organized with my needles. My favorite needles are my Licca needles, I'll tell you the truth. They're nice and pointy, but they're beautiful. They're just beautiful, and it's fun to work with beautiful tools, and I really love them. But they didn't have, somewhere my 10.5 needles, or somewhere, I don't know where they would be, frankly. Although I am in the middle of a charity hat that I've been in the middle of for a very long time. I wonder if I'm making that out of 10.5s. Could be. Anyway, I had trouble coming up with the needle configuration that was comfortable in my hands making this hat. And so I don't need a lot of hats, although this hat is really warm. And on those days where I'm feeling cold, I put that hat on, and that's going to make a difference. So who knows? Maybe I'll start wearing my hats more. But anyway, I had trouble, like I said, finding a configuration of needles. The ribbing was a size 9, and then what are you doing? Well, the ribbing was a size 9, and then the 10.5 for the top of the hat. There's my girls. I showed you them in the other video. That didn't work. You know, and since I don't make a lot of hats, I don't have like the appropriate size circular needles, and I don't use TPNs. So I've been thinking about treating myself to another set of Liccas with the shorter needles. I have really small hands, and so a 4-inch needle would be kind of perfect for me. 3 inches, a tad small, but doable. I don't even know if they make them 4 inches. I have to do some research, but I am feeling like I can't put my hands on needles, which is crazy because I only have a few whips that I consider really on the go. And so if nothing else, I could take everything else off the needles and just put them on waste yarn and put a note in them saying what I was using if I decide to go back to them. We shall see. But I am thinking about treating myself, I will admit. Speaking of treats, I got the most beautiful mail yesterday from the wonderful, sweet Valerie. She sent me this. This is Treehouse Knits. This is a hand dyer that's local to her in Austin. She's in Texas. And look at this gorgeous, gorgeous color. This is just so yummy. It's called Vineyard, which is, of course, my parents had a vineyard and winery. But it is Surrey alpaca, 74% baby Surrey alpaca and 26% mulberry silk. And when I was using the mohair in my backbone minis sweater, I held it double with Kid Silk Haze mohair, and it has the slightest prickle factor that I don't even notice after 1 minute, so it's not a problem. But I was wondering, you know, because I saw that some dyers are using this baby Surrey alpaca rather than mohair for their fuzzy yarn. I don't know if you can see how fuzzy that is. And it's so fine. And, you know, I was just wondering out loud. And so she said, here, you can find out. So that's double That's a double strand, but you can see how fuzzy that is. So anyway, so she sent me this, and I just fell in love with the color, and I ended up ordering myself a sweater's quantity of this as a gift to myself. I just love the color. I don't know how she picks such gorgeous colors for me that I love so much, but she does. So that'll be fun to get. I didn't get it I didn't get any more of this. I might use this as an accent on the sweater and hold it with the worsted. I ordered worsted, so it's going to be a warm sweater. Or maybe I'll make a little soft shawl to go with it. I don't know. I looked at, I think it was City Limits. Is that the name of that pattern? Everybody is knitting. And just to get make sure I ordered enough yarn for a sweater my size. So I don't know what I'm going to knit it into, but got fuzz in my mouth again, so that will be also something I can't wear lipstick with, I guess. But anyway, thank you, Valerie. That was such a sweet thing. I love it. I really do. It was very sweet of you to send me that. So I was busy. I knit on my sweater yesterday. I listened to my book for a little while. I watched Fall of Civilization has a new podcast out. It's a two-parter. The first part came out last week. The second part comes out today. It's the Fall of Byzantium, which is very interesting. And so Dennis and I finished watching the first part yesterday. We have music night tonight. Kim is not coming. Aura will be coming by herself. And we are having, I shouldn't cuddle that yarn quite so close. We're having Mozart and Sloppy Joes tonight with our keto buns. Aura hasn't tried the keto buns yet. And so we will have Mozart and Sloppy Joes, and I will be working on my sweater during Mozart. I'm wearing my Not Too Much, which is what I'm knitting now, with that gorgeous red yarn from Andrea. And so I thought I'd put it on and take some measurements because I really like the length of this sweater, so I want to make my other one the same length. I tried it on last night. It's going to be this is, I made this when I was bigger, so it's a nice roomy loose sweater. This one won't be quite so roomy and loose, but fits me beautifully, and I'm very excited. So that's my plan for today. I talked a little bit about the Ode to Joy make-along, but I think it didn't record. If it did, I'll just cut this part out because I could edit it. But I am gonna put the pom-pom on this hat. But if the pom-pom does not work for me on this hat, I am going to take the pom-pom and the extra skein of yarn, and I'm going to make it a prize for the Ode to Joy make-along. We're in the middle of the Ode to Joy make-along, which is a year-long make-along, started in January. And the only rule is that you should be telling us about whatever you're crafting that is bringing you joy. It doesn't have to be fiber-related. It doesn't have to be brand new. It could be a whip. It could be something you've been in the middle of for 100 years. But if it's bringing you joy in this time when, boy, do we need joy, then it counts, and we want to hear all about it. So when there's a thread on the Ravelry, in the Ravelry group, Flame and Fiber Podcast Ravelry group. We want to see pictures. We want to hear what you're doing. And I will be pulling the first prize that's being given away, which I'll be pulling it on Valentine's Day because it's the beautiful Valentine kit by Arctic Crafts by Benta. And thank you so much, Benta. And thank you so much, everyone who's participating. And I will be pulling that on Valentine's Day and announcing it on the vlog. I guess I will wait to do my February podcast till after I pull that. And I will announce the winner on the podcast as well. I don't know that I talked very much about the Ode to Joy Make-Along on the podcast, but whatever. And I have wonderful prizes. Andrea from the Cat Lady sent a wonderful prize for us for March. And Jake sent some flame and fiber yarn that he made for me a few years ago to celebrate the podcast. And so I have a skein of that. That's going to be a prize coming up. And I'm going to give away the other skein like this. And maybe the pom-pom, maybe not. If I like the pom-pom, I'm keeping it. And but that will probably go in the fall because this is bulky yarn and that's a very warm hat and we're coming up on, you know, even if I made it the April prize, that would be too late. So we'll keep it for the fall. It's a year-long make-along. It'll work. So please join us and show us what's bringing you joy and we would love to see it. He's brought me joy too, my Celtic knots. They were progress keepers, but I turned them into earrings. Thank you, Lisa. Anyway, so today is Mozart and Sloppy Joe's, and I think I'm going to be watercoloring. I'm going to have to clear the table for our dinner, so I'm going to mess it up first, and then I have the last few days I've been thinking, I want to do watercolor, but I've been in the middle of knitting and I haven't wanted to put my knitting down, so. Because I want to make some Valentine cards for my granddaughters and a birthday card for Aura, whose birthday is Valentine's Day. And because I didn't knit or anything. I've been doing personal knitting and it's okay, I'm allowed, but I will make her a card. And so, there we go. That's my plans. So I hope this finds you well. I hope you're taking good care of yourselves. We don't have great news on the COVID inoculation front here because we got on the pre-registration list. There are 180,000 people in our county on that list, and they are getting 4,000 vaccines a week. So that puts us at 44 weeks. I did the math. I got my calculator out. 44. But I'm glad to hear some of you guys are getting your vaccines, and so that's very good news. I will keep you posted. I am in the, first group because I'm over 65. So I need to call my parents, make sure they got their vaccine. They were supposed to get it last week, so I hope that happened. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. I will talk to you tomorrow. Please take good care of yourself and stay safe and stay sane.